reciting Bible verses, right? And honestly, to be frank with you, I've never been interested in it because I always looked at people that regurgitate and they're very quick to recite. I always look at them as lame because I always look at them as manipulative. They tend to be off in terms of application. But anyway, I love that Bible verse in particular, which is do not be unequally yoked. And I'm going to come from a different angle a little bit. People think it's one dimensional. They think it means someone believe in Jesus and precisely Jesus. A lot of the lessons in the Bible are not really particularly for only Christians. They're just life lessons. That book is a solid book, in my opinion, right? As a matter of fact, my family right now, myself, my two boys, and my little baby, we're reading the Bible right now every night. And I just make them read it and then we talk about it. And right now we're in Leviticus, right? And we're starting to talk about some of the things that we see in the Bible. You see a lot of lessons that's about those stories we teach you life lessons as opposed to the one-liners that we tend to run with. So that Bible verse about, let me just make sure I pull it up so I don't butcher it, right? Unequally yoked. That's the beauty again. Unequally yoked Bible. I'm Googling it, by the way. Getting real here, right? Okay, let's see. Is yep, 2 Corinthians 6:14. I was close. I'm gonna post it on the screen in a second. And I'm not coming from a religious standpoint with this at all. I actually don't like doing that. Personally. All right. By the way, if you ever feel the need to support, that's the Cash App link right there. Let's see, 2 Corinthians. There you go. King James. I'm gonna use King James. The version of the Bible really doesn't matter to me because at the end of the day, again, it's a book that was written for a certain type of people at a point in time, right? There you go. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteous? My interpretation, okay? Some people are going to say this and say I'm creating my interpretation. Yes, God damn it, I am creating my own interpretation. It's my interpretation, not yours, right? Unbelievers meaning believing in the same ideology. If we have two different lifestyles, this verse right here is a beautiful verse because it can mean many different dimensions. It could be religion to religion, which is where most people get stuck. Like, oh, we don't believe in Jesus. If you don't believe in Jesus, well, that's where they get stuck. But it's actually deeper than that, okay? We could both believe in Jesus, go to the same church, under the covering or anointing of the same pastor, but our lifestyle is different. Maybe it's not lifestyle. Maybe it's personality, right? It's not compatible. Or maybe it's temperament. Something is off there. How do we figure that out? Okay, well, people learn that in dating, but people think of dating as everything before marriage, and that's bullshit. Dating is for the rest of your life, even in marriage. You're always dating. And if you don't believe me, stop dating your wife and let's find out the kind of result you're gonna get. Okay, let's find out over time. Dating doesn't mean you go out to eat. It could mean that. It doesn't always have to be that. Dating is literally, you can bring it down to micro levels. Your active listening skills. Being able to say, hey, that woman yesterday, it's kind of like the same woman in this context, but she may be evolving too. She's just a human being like myself. She's evolving. So I'm always actively listening to her heart, right? Her heart, right? Where she's coming from. Her intentions as opposed to the words that may be coming out of her mouth, right? Her words are just as important as where it's coming from, all right? So when I look at Meagan Good almost a decade ago, and this girl that we've always known as free, what many people may even consider being for the streets because of the way she shows up on social media and all this kind of stuff, right? Which many of them don't even know her, but it is what it is, right? That's what we see on social media, right? But suddenly this pastor guy, and they're about to write a book and all this kind of stuff. My wife and I wrote a book too, but we wrote a book from a standpoint of 10 years marriage and our stories and our experiences. You can find that at getmymarriageback.com. My wife and I run another YouTube platform that's bigger than this called Lola and Ola. Just so you know, you can find it on the channel page, right? So, so again, we're coming from a place of unity of experience and what the lessons we learned. But these guys just got married and they're launching a book about waiting. The Wait. They call it The Wait, which is a book, I guess, that covers, I've never read it, just to be on the safe side here, right? But it's supposed to be about why it's important to wait, celibacy, right? Being a virgin or wait for marriage, that kind of stuff, right? I respect anyone who wants to be celibate. I respect that. I respect anybody who wants to remain a virgin, right? I respect that. Okay? I respect, because that's their thing. They're doing it for themselves. Hopefully, they're doing it for themselves. The problem comes when there's entitlement attached to it. The entitlement attached to celibacy and being a virgin comes from the stupid teachings around it that you see all over the internet. Okay? If you, under your undertones, you're telling me that I need to be celibate, like even with your whole word salad and everything, you spilled everything, all the Bible verses why I need to be celibate. Subconsciously, I will build an entitlement around that. I would think because I'm celibate, I'm a virgin, I deserve the world. I deserve the right kind of girl. I deserve that my wife respect me. I deserve that everything just go in my favor in the rest of my life. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Okay? It's very similar to the same entitlement that Mr. Nice Guys, aka most of the men in the manosphere, that they have. It's very similar. They think because they do everything right that somehow they don't have to learn game. Right? That somehow they don't have to learn social skills. That somehow they don't have to be emotionally intelligent. That somehow there are no other human beings in this world living their own experiences. Right? So when I saw that, the way they came out and quickly released their book, I don't know how much time apart from getting married and the release of the book, but it just seemed very premature. I could have been wrong, and rightfully, because I'm a human being too. But again, humans are predictable. There's some things